What is going on, guys? It's your boy Slick. Terribly sorry I'm not as enthusiastic as I actually am inside right now. It's pretty late, around 11 o'clock at night, and everybody's sleeping in my household. But today we're going to be talking about the Object 268. This is a new top-tier tank destroyer added for Russia. This is the Tier 10 tank destroyer from World of Tanks, if you guys know anything about that god-awful game. But it has a 152 millimeter DERP cannon to the max. I mean, derp, derpity derp. Look at this thing. Absolutely massive breach, massive muzzle brake, it's huge. And the armor backs it up a bit. So this thing is at 7.7. It is on a T10 chassis, I believe, a modified T10 chassis. 120 millimeters at the pike, 120 millimeter lower plate, and the casemate itself is 187 all around. We do have a little bit of a weak spot right here to the right and left of the mantlet. That being said, if you're shooting at this thing from range, it's going to be hard to hit. Not always a reliable shot. Other than that, we can look anywhere from 260-ish to 400 in certain places all around the front of the tank. Shot trapping is viable, most definitely. Definitely a crazy looking tank, and super excited to be playing it. Now, take a look at the armor profile. I'm sure we can close some of these off. Not all of these will be full, but pretty much the entire back of the casemate is full of ammo. Left side, the entire tank is crew and ammo. Not much empty space to be wasted here, and it will be rocked very fast if it gets penetrated. On top, we have a KVPT, which is KPVT, excuse me, which is the 14 millimeter that we have on other tanks like the SU 122-54 and such. Really good for shooting down planes and whatnot. It's just overall a good vehicle, or a good gun to put on a vehicle. We have a rangefinder on this tank too, but I believe it only goes up to... Oh, we don't have a rangefinder. It said we had a rangefinder, which is right here. But it only goes up to 1,165 meters, I believe, so anything outside of that range, you're not going to be able to range find it and shoot it accurately, so good luck. This thing has a lot of drop. We'll take this thing into the test range and show off some of its quirks, and that'll be all. Now, as stock, this tank gets HE loaded first, which makes you think maybe I need to be derping way too hard right now. I'm derping way too hard. The HE has no crazy characteristics to it. It's just a 6.9 kilogram TNT equivalent shell that, you know, will do a lot of bang for your buck. The AP rounds on this vehicle have around 220 millimeters of pen, and the heat have 250. This thing does get a smoke launcher, which comes out of the back of the tank. Boom, and you can back into it. Oh, so stealthy. No one ever sees me. That being said, it's not the best thing to use. I would say it'll probably be useful if you're trying to back off a ridgeline. You drop your smoke tanks, and you'll be hidden from ATGMs and whatnot. Now let's take a look at this very fearsome Panzer II-C here. An HE shell might not be enough, but we're going to try to take him out via the side shot. Wow, we got lucky there. I'm making jokes. We're going to load some APHE and go all the way over to the front of the Yag Tiger and see what we can do with various shells of against a TD of similar stature. I think the Yag Tiger is definitely a worthy opponent for this thing, even though it's at 7.0 and this thing is at 7.7. And you can already see while we're driving over there, the speed of this thing is quite good for a heavy tank of this size. And I don't say heavy tank meaning its class designation. I mean heavy tank. It is heavy as shit. Look at the size of this thing. It's huge. You can't hide this behind a barn. That being said, the gun elevation might have some effect on how you pen certain tanks looking down on them, like Joseph Stalin himself looking down from the heavens. Let's take a wild shot while on the move. Can we do it? I don't know. Focus, focus, focus. I Chris Kyled that shit. Fucking A. Alright. While moving over, let's see if our KPVT can shoot down this plane. I don't even know it at one time. Now there's some other stuff that they've done this patch that I'll be touching on in later videos, such as buffing plain guns and nerfing some stuff. We're not going to touch on it this time, but just let's say that this patch is shaping up to be one of my favorite patches in War Thunder ever. I think they've done a fantastic job. I don't want to leave this test server. Usually, when I play, I just play and that's about it. I record my videos. But in this iteration of the dev server, I don't want to leave. I've kind of just... I just don't... I don't know. I really don't want to leave it. I just want to play it and continue to play it until I can't anymore. Alright, so we have a Tiger 2. Obviously, we're very close here, and this isn't really a quality test, but for the sake of your time and mine, we're just going to pump one right into the upper front plate of the Tiger. Now, that's an AP HE shell. Now, we know we can pen the right side of the mantlet, so what I'm going to do is load an HE shell and see what an HE shell will do to a Tiger 2. Tiger 2 being 6.7, you'll face these things every so often, and if one comes into your clutches, what can you do? So the HE splashing off the mantlet, which didn't penetrate, kills the driver and everything else in the rest of the tank, well, in the rest of the front of the tank, even hurting some of those ammo racks. But that's not a guaranteed kill. So if you have HE loaded, you have to shoot at the Tiger. Just remember it'll splash and go into the top of the tank. Let's hit this cupola. I bet this would be a kill. It wasn't a kill, but it was close. Somehow managed to destroy his gun and whatnot without damaging any of his crew members, which is odd, but you can also do that with HE if you have it loaded. I wouldn't mind loading HE in this thing too, because you could delete leopards right off the bat with that. Now we're going to load the heat and see if that can go through the upper front plate of the Tiger 2, which it can. Went through with quite a lot of ease. Now again, 250 pen at all ranges, that wouldn't matter if I was close or not, that would go through. I'll load the AP now and drive over to the Yag Tiger. What up, my boy? Well, we're here facing down my boy, Mr. Yag Tiger. Lower plate shot. Well, we already know the upper plate shot isn't going to work. Let's hit the machine gun port. Hitting the machine gun port worked with ease. We already know we could shot trap this thing with heat, or HE. So we're going to load a heat and shoot dead center, upper front plate again, and just see what it does. I know it's going to be a kill. I mean, the Yag Tiger has the same armor as the Tiger 2 in the front plate, but let's just do it just for the fun. Really nice. So that just shows you the power of the separate guns, or separate rounds that this tank can fire. Now, 250 millimeters of pen. Do you guys like my, you fancy my odds against this mouse over here? I don't think I could kill him from here. Let's be honest. Alright, shot way over. Non-pen with that. Not too surprised there. Oh yeah. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. Be sure to subscribe if you're new here. If you're not new here, I love you all. Notification squawk. I don't think I've ever said that before. And I'm very excited for this patch. I hope you guys are too. And I'll see you guys with many more videos to come today and tomorrow while I'm covering the dev server. I hope you enjoy this style of video. Usually I rush these out. Fuck that. We ain't rushing nothing no more. We out here making quality content. Nipples out for Harambe.